Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we delve into the fascinating lives of entertainment icons. I'm your host, Casey Gold, and today we're going to explore the remarkable life of Thelonious Monk, the legendary jazz pianist and composer. Get ready to be transported to a world of improvisational genius, eccentric style, and profound musical innovation. Thelonious Monk was a true original, a master musician who defied conventions and pushed the boundaries of jazz. With his unique blend of dissonance and harmony, he created a distinctive sound that captivated audiences and inspired generations of musicians. But before he became a legend, Monk was just a young boy growing up in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, surrounded by the rich musical heritage of the American South. Born on October 10, 1917, Thelonious Monk was the youngest of three children to Thelonious and Barbara Monk. His father, a laborer and a musician, played the guitar and sang in the local church choir, while his mother was a homemaker who loved to sing and dance. The Monk family lived in a small house on East Wilson Street, just a few blocks away from the bustling downtown area of Rocky Mount. It was here that young Thelonious first developed his love for music, listening to his parents' records and singing along with the choir at the local Methodist church. In 1922, when Monk was just 5 years old, his family moved to New York City, seeking better economic opportunities and a more vibrant cultural scene. They settled in the San Juan Hill neighborhood of Manhattan, where Monk would spend most of his childhood and adolescence. The neighborhood was a melting pot of cultures, with African American, Latin American, and European families living side by side. This diverse environment had a profound impact on Monk's musical development, exposing him to a wide range of styles and influences that would later shape his unique sound. Monk's early education took place at the prestigious St. Simon's Episcopal Church, where he sang in the choir and developed a deep appreciation for gospel music and hymns. He also attended public school 175, where he met some of his future musical collaborators, including the legendary saxophonist, Sonny Rollins. Monk's love for music only grew stronger as he entered his teenage years, and he began to teach himself how to play the piano, using a combination of self-study and informal lessons from local musicians. One of the most significant influences on Monk's early musical development was his neighbor, a pianist named Tommy Benford. Benford, who would later become a renowned jazz drummer, introduced Monk to the music of James P. Johnson, Fats Waller, and other stride piano masters. Monk spent hours listening to their records, analyzing their techniques, and incorporating elements into his own playing style. He also began to experiment with composition, writing his first original pieces, and developing a unique harmonic language that would become a hallmark of his later work. As Monk entered his late teens, he began to perform in local bands and clubs, often under the pseudonym Theodosius. His early performances took place at venues like the Savoy Ballroom and the Apollo Theater, where he shared the stage with some of the biggest names in jazz. It was during this period that Monk developed his distinctive style, blending elements of jazz, blues, and gospel music into a unique sound that captivated audiences and set him apart from his peers. As we left off, Monk was on the cusp of launching his career, having developed a unique style that blended elements of jazz, blues, and gospel music. In 1941, he joined the Don Byas Orchestra, where he met other talented musicians, including the saxophonist Lucky Millinder. This experience not only honed Monk's skills as a pianist, but also introduced him to the fast-paced world of professional jazz. One of the most pivotal moments in Monk's career came when he joined Dizzy Gillespie's band in 1944. As a member of this ensemble, Monk contributed to some of the most innovative and influential music of the time, including compositions like Round Midnight and 52nd Street Theme. His collaborations with Gillespie, Charlie Parker, and other jazz legends helped shape the sound of bebop, a revolutionary style that would forever change the face of jazz. Monk's work with Dizzy Gillespie also led to his involvement in the famous Minton's Playhouse sessions, where some of the most iconic figures in jazz history gathered to jam and experiment with new ideas. These sessions, which took place from 1941 to 1944, were instrumental in shaping the sound of modern jazz, and Monk's contributions as a pianist and composer played a significant role in this process. As the 1940s drew to a close, Monk began to focus more on his own music, forming his first quartet with saxophonist Idris Suleiman, bassist Nelson Boyd, and drummer Denzel Best. This ensemble allowed Monk to showcase his unique compositional style, which emphasized dissonance, experimentation, and a deep sense of groove. Some of the notable compositions from this period include Epistrophe and Misterioso, both of which have become staples of the jazz canon. In 1947, Monk recorded his first album as a leader for Blue Note Records, marking the beginning of a long and fruitful partnership with the label. Over the next several years, he would go on to release some of his most iconic albums, including Genius of Modern Music and Underground. These recordings not only cemented Monk's reputation as a master composer and pianist, but also helped establish him as one of the leading figures in modern jazz. As we explore the remarkable achievements of Thelonious Monk, it becomes clear that his innovative spirit, unique compositional style, and tireless work ethic all contributed to his enduring legacy. From his early days as a sideman to his later triumphs as a band leader and composer, Monk's impact on the world of jazz has been profound and lasting. As we explore this period in Monk's life, it becomes clear that his unique personality and creative genius were both a blessing and a curse. His intense focus on music often led him to neglect other aspects of his life, including his physical and mental health. Despite these challenges, Monk continued to produce some of the most innovative and influential music of his career, collaborating with jazz greats like John Coltrane, Charlie Rouse, and Johnny Griffin. One of the most significant relationships in Monk's life was with his wife, Nellie. The couple met in the 1940s, and Nellie became not only Monk's partner, but also his manager and closest confidant. She played a crucial role in supporting Monk through the ups and downs of his career, often acting as a buffer between him and the outside world. Together, they had two children, Thelonious Jr. and Boo Boo, who would later become involved in preserving their father's legacy. In the 1950s and 1960s, Monk continued to tour and record with some of the most talented musicians of his time. His quartet with Charlie Rouse on saxophone became one of the most popular and influential ensembles in jazz, producing albums like Monk's Dream and Crisscross. These recordings showcased Monk's unique compositional style, which emphasized dissonance, experimentation, and a deep sense of groove. Despite his success, Monk struggled with mental health issues throughout his life. He was known to be fiercely introverted and often experienced bouts of depression and anxiety. However, these struggles also seemed to fuel his creativity, as he continued to produce some of the most innovative music of his career. As Monk himself once said, "I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it." In the 1970s, Monk's health began to decline, and he became increasingly reclusive. He stopped touring and recording, preferring to stay at home with Nellie and focus on his own well-being. Despite this, his legacy continued to grow, as a new generation of jazz musicians discovered his music and was inspired by his innovative spirit. Thelonious Monk passed away on February 17, 1982, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire and captivate audiences to this day. As we reflect on his remarkable life and career, it becomes clear that his unique personality, creative genius, and unwavering commitment to his art have left an indelible mark on the world of jazz. As Monk himself once said, "The most important thing is to be true to yourself and not let anyone else define your music." These words continue to inspire musicians and artists around the world, ensuring that Thelonious Monk's legacy will endure for generations to come. As we conclude our journey through the captivating life of Thelonious Monk, I'd like to leave you with a quote from the jazz legend himself. "Jazz is freedom. You think about it, you play it, and nobody can tell you what to do." These words capture the essence of Monk's innovative spirit and his unwavering commitment to his art. Join us next time on Star Bios as we explore the fascinating life and legacy of another jazz legend. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Casey Gold, reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.